We're live on one. I'm getting live on the other one. Interesting. It's not going live on Faith-Led Living. Error, updating live broadcast. Well, I'll keep trying, but if not, I'll just play it. I'll just upload it. I'm not going to worry about technology. Let's just slow the pace. Let's just step into our morning with ease, shall we? I don't know about you guys, but the world is just pulling us into this fast and furious place, and people that are used to the fast and furious pace think everybody needs to run at the fast and furious pace. Good morning, Miss Laura. I have to say, I thoroughly enjoy the forge with my boy. He just is embarking on life at a much slower pace. And you know, he just pauses. There's quiet. There's a slow pace in the forge when we are doing our studies, and it's just so glorious. And it's really prompted me to just embrace that. So we're gonna take this slow. I'm not gonna sound like Minnie Mouse on speed today. We're just gonna slowly step into this little lesson. And you know, I want to share with you some things that have been going on, and I want to just give you some things to question today, to think about, to, you know, rattle around in our brains a little bit. You know, today's subject alone is, you know, do you accept God's will for your life? And in addition to that, you know, are you willing to give up your plans for His purpose? Are you willing to relinquish control to something unseen? My answers to that, if you're not familiar with me, some of you know, that's yes, yes, and heck yes. Living life, allowing Him to lead. You hear me talk about this every week. Why do I talk about this? And why do I present it so much? Why do we stay on the topic of God when we're trying to heal? Because God is the firm foundation. If we don't have that firm foundation and we don't fully trust Him, everything else goes out of balance. And the whole point of what I do is to keep you balanced spiritually, mentally, emotionally, to gain physical healing. And if we don't work through all of these questions, if we don't ponder these things and really see where we're at in the scheme of things, you know, it's real easy to say yes to those questions, but when it gets down to it, you know, we're selling our property. We've been selling our property for 2 years now. We are really, really anxious and ready to go to Alaska. And I've shared this before. If it's not God's will, we're going to accept that. But we believe through, you know, our seeking Him, and through the fact that doors continue to move, things are progressing, that is what He has for us. Good morning, Miss Shelley. Unfortunately, this is not streaming on Trayer Wilderness because it's giving me a broadcast error, so I'll have to upload it later. So we're willing to relinquish our plans for His will. We 100% are. And we 100% trust. Good morning, Miss Lori. I am working and I can't watch until later, but wanted to ask if I could talk to you about, I think you said Lyme. And yes, addressing this as a global. Anyone that has any needs and they are not certain what direction to go in, get on my calendar for a 30-minute discovery call, and I can give you guidance on your path, and also we can get you on my calendar to dive deeper into whatever it is you need. But get on my calendar for a discovery call. faithledhealing.com/workwithme. First thing on there is a discovery call. There's also an intake you need to fill out. It's in the response email that you get. And that way I'll have a better understanding what our meeting is for. But get on there. Very, very highly encourage people to get on my calendar. We're all embracing life and uncertain of the direction to go in, and Papa has gifted me, I praise him, with the ability to hone in on those things. So it would be a pleasure, Lori, and I'm glad you can watch it later, and keeping you in prayer. So I want to encourage you guys to really ponder those questions today, because we are here because of him, and he has a very profound purpose for our lives. And not always do things go the way we desire, but his plan is always better. You're very welcome, sweet friend. Very welcome. We had a very interesting encounter yesterday. I got a text from my realtor asking if I could show the place in 20 minutes, and it takes 15 minutes to get out to where I would need to meet them. And I was deep in a very big project, but it's like, heck yes, please. You as well, Miss Lori. Have a great day. God bless you. And they were beautiful, beautiful people. Very godly people, missionaries. It was just very beautiful. We prayed, we hugged. It was wonderful. It was really, really wonderful. And you know, they had looked at a lot of parcels. We're getting ready to head back to the airport to fly back out of the area, and their realtor suggested our place, and you know, they truly feel this is it. So, you know, we are excited, but we are praying for Papa's will. And I want to share this with you. You know, we could sell this to anybody. We've had some people that were interested in making a development out of this beautiful property. You can't see the mountains today because there's so much smoke. But it's like I celebrated when they walked away. I totally celebrated when they walked away, because this place is magical. It is a haven. And I trust Papa's plan. I trust Papa's plan. And it's really easy to get really high and excited and then come down to this low place because we have expectation. That goes back to the joyful anticipation, but it also falls in line with the trusting. Trust his plan. Trust his purpose. In all things. In all things. And loosen your grip. Loosen your grip. Allow him to control. Just start giving things to him. I will miss the rest of the day, but they did not have anyone else. Today is my mom's 80th birthday, so eating out the next 2 days with her. Good deal. Well, happy birthday to Mom. And sorry that we will miss you the rest of the day, but I'm glad you could pop on this morning. That's awesome. That's awesome. It's been really good to be able to visit with you more often lately because of your schedule shift. So praying for you as well with your health and your journey. So have a wonderful time with Mom. That's awesome. But I want to encourage you guys to continue to start relinquishing control, being okay with not being in control of everything. The more you do that, and the more you can roll in his will, the less disappointed you are. And the more you trust the process, his purpose for us is really incredible. And when you're walking that out, it is just such an amazing, it's just such an amazing feeling. I can't even put it into words. I just let him take over. And I want to share this with you too. The last 2 days on my prayer walks here, I've really felt like I'm mourning the loss of this place. When we moved here, I moved from a 150-acre farm in Pennsylvania that was really a haven, and magical too. And when I couldn't imagine what this could be like. And honestly, guys, this trumps that place 100%. Like, just so incredible. So then to imagine Papa delivering us to Alaska from here, it's mind-boggling to me. It's mind-boggling to me. Like right now, in the area here, the rock quarry is shaking the rock. So there's lots of noise in the background. I can hear trucks on the highway since they logged out here just because of the way sound travels. You know, it's a good distance away, but I can still hear it. I can hear people up on the state ground. You know, Alaska is going to be still quiet. Papa's mighty presence. Like, I can't wrap my head around it, but do know that I'm not like keeping that to myself. I'm going to be sharing that with all of you, because what I do here, I'm going to do there. And I really feel there is a profoundness in where he takes us. It's always bigger and better than we could have ever imagined. There's always a bigger purpose in it all. And we discredit his hand in things. Pull into that, guys. It's really amazing. It's really amazing. So I'm going to change my subject a little bit here. I just wanted to encourage that for you guys today. And I just want to remind you to consult your physicians before starting, you know, any new health regimens or protocols, especially if you're pregnant or breastfeeding, or if you have unique and special health conditions. And the information that I share is for informational purposes only and is not intended to cure, treat, mitigate, or diagnose any medical conditions or diseases. So I got that out of the way. I'm starting up my 21-day functional medicine detox in our community. We are going to do that on September 15th. And I want to encourage you to join us. Getting rid of toxic load will help get rid of stress in the body and will help you to get rid of aches and pains, sleep better, get rid of inflammation. You'll lose a couple pounds, and it'll help get rid of your brain fog, rebalance the body, rebalance your hormones, activate all your systems. It is a beautiful process. It is not complicated. You don't need to hug the toilet. It's just a nice, gentle cleanse. Day 3, you're going to start feeling the magic. You're going to start sleeping better, feeling more energy. So I want to encourage you to join me. faithledhealing.com/21-day detox. Right now, you can purchase the 3 7-day detoxes, which will get you the 21 days, and you get a 4th one free. That will end on August 31st, so get your orders in. Make sure you use coupon code FaithledHealing. You'll get an additional 10% off. And join my community, faithledhealing.com/free community. We will be chatting it up starting September 15th, and I will guide you through the 21 days, just checking in on you, being available to you. It is part of what I do in my practice. It's a foundational protocol because we got to get rid of the toxicity. Toxicity throws all kinds of imbalance in the body. So I want to invite you to join me. That is upcoming, and super excited about that. Very essential. I run them quarterly, and I think that everybody should be doing a quarterly detox. We've got chemtrails, we've got bad water, we've got bad food, we've got bad environments, and this is a great way to keep ourselves healthy, give us longevity, and get rid of what we are dealing with in our bodies. Promise you. I absolutely promise you. If you have sensitivities and you're concerned about the products, reach out to me or get on my calendar. As I shared earlier, faithledhealing.com/workwithme, or you can email me at support@faithledhealing.com and ask your questions. I have another detox that is available for those with extreme sensitivities and if you're fearful in utilizing the one I'm offering right now. But this is the best, in my opinion, for results. and gentleness detox on the market. Now, I want to share with you what to do when you have sprains. See that solar panel behind me? The enemy meant for evil what Papa meant for good. Came out dusk a couple nights ago, and Grace and Clyde met in my front yard. Graceful and Clyde. There's a piece of rebar back there that helps hold the solar panels from taking off in our heavy winds. And when I turned the panels, I believe I tripped over it. I really think the enemy just grabbed my foot, but you know, because he's been after me a lot lately. I've been doing a lot of constant rebuking. But nevertheless, when I landed, this hand was in a very unnatural, very gruesome position. This part of my hand was just about touching this part of my arm. Broke that arm when I was in like kindergarten, first grade. Broke this one in third grade. I'm a wild child. I knew with the popping sound that I heard too, there was a good likelihood that I probably broke it. Was prayerful that I didn't. This wrist does pop since I had broken it before. Just has a little weird click. That one does too, as you just heard, maybe. So I did go to check. I hate x-rays. I hate all of that radiation. I did protect myself, utilizing my necklace, a hat, had the lead apron, cape, whatever you want to call it, on me. I'm sure I still got exposure. I'm detoxing, so you know, I did the best I could with where I was at. So they x-rayed. They said they didn't think it was broken, but they needed a technician to review it, and finally got that call yesterday. This was like last Wednesday when I fell, Thursday when I got it x-rayed. But I really didn't think it was broken, but man, that was but God, like clearly but God, the position it was in. But here's the thing. Bad sprains are typically worse than breaks because it takes longer to heal. However, God has blessed us with things in our environment that we can utilize for just those situations. So I want to share with you what I've been doing. I instantly took arnica homeopathic pellets. I will share those links later in the description so that you have links to the products. If you have high blood pressure, do not take arnica. Arnica is an amazing, I've been using it since Austin was little. He's going to be 29 in December. That's crazy. Used to use it with my dogs, still use it with my dogs, but I've been utilizing that for the same time with dogs as well. What it does is it removes inflammation from the body and promotes healing, so you don't bruise, you don't swell in those circumstances. So this, you know, I took my jewelry off that night just to be on the safe side, and did a little ice, did a little heat. When you do ice, if there is a break, it will often really hurt, and it was throbbing. There was definitely some discomfort there, but it wasn't hurting. The thing is, I have a very high pain tolerance, so you know, that's also why I got it checked, because when I broke this the first time, I went 4 days until they finally took me to the ER to get it checked, because I was hanging in trees and climbing on the jungle gym and being a kid, and was not in tune with the pain. It was there, toothache wise, I do remember that, but I have a high tolerance for pain. So the other thing I've been doing is using comfrey oil on this every day, religiously throughout the day. You know, I'm taking this off, giving my hand ability to move, doing some movements and exercises, so it's just not, this is my shifting hand on the Harley, so I want her back in order because I was hoping to ride Sunday. So what the enemy used for evil, Papa used for good. Saturday and Sunday were very joyous days of unique rest because I really couldn't do a whole lot with this. And so I sat and read, and I listened to audiobooks and music, and I was drawing. This is my dominant hand, but I was retraining this hand, so, you know, perfectly good that way, but there were certain tasks that I couldn't do on my own or that I chose not to do just to give this a break. Riding the Harley was one of them, which was kind of sad. But comfrey oil, they call it bone knit, the herb itself, because it is an amazing herb for tendons, ligaments, bones, and for very quick healing. I am on, what, day 7, and my thumb is the only thing that's really bothering me. I'm not really doing a lot of heavy pulling or lifting with it. When I pull, I was feeling that weird sensation in my wrist, so I was taking it easy on that. And it's smart. Take it easy, give it a chance to regroup and heal, but comfrey oil is the bomb. And in the community and on my blog, I am going to share recipes to make your own comfrey oil and your bone knit oil. Dr. Christopher's has a great book that I highly recommend. And I will share that link as well. And then there's a couple other books that I will share in that blog post as well, that I have on hand for moments like this. I have my arsenal of herbs, and I start concocting. I start making my tinctures and my salves and my oils. And, you know, some of these things take a while to make. So there are certain oils that I make in advance, keep on hand, so that I can utilize them in these situations. So I'm not waiting so many days or whatever it takes, or having to buy it. I like knowing what's in my products. However, I will share in the blog post as well the companies that I do purchase from, and links to a comfrey gel that is really good if you are not into making your own things, so that you can purchase them and have them on hand. Highly, highly recommend it. And I was going to share something else. What was I going to share? Oh, my herbal, I will mention that right now. My herbal resource is Mountain Rose Herbs. You can go to faithledhealing.com/MRH for Mountain Rose Herbs. They are my go-to. They are my first go-to. So I highly recommend, you know, getting your herbs there. They are clean. They are tested. Herbs, coffees, grains, you know, you have to really be careful with mold. And how they do things, their quality control, that kind of thing. And mold can be very toxic to the body and cause a lot of imbalances also. So that was a lot of loaded information there in regard to just mindset. Mindset plays such a big role. And what are we willing to allow God to do in our lives? I want him to do it all. So I'm like totally relinquished. I relinquish everything. Everything in my life is at his feet. My family, my marriage, my business, my health, my life, my practice, my clients, everything. Like, it's all his. Just lead me and guide me, show me. I'm going to pray us out of here because I have a coaching class next. So, Papa, I just praise you for this glorious day. Praise you for the slow. I praise you for your hand in our lives. I praise you for your purpose over our plans. I praise you for guiding and directing us, leading us, showing us, and just being able to come to your feet. I praise you that we can pray for ourselves, our families, and all those that are in need. I praise you for all those watching our platforms, and I want to pray over all of those people watching the replay, joining us, giving up so much of their time throughout the week to spend time learning from us. It's very humbling. And Papa, I just give you all the glory. I choose for it and desire it to be all of you and none of me. Thank you for what you're doing in our lives. Thank you for what you're doing with this property. We praise you for your purpose and plan, your will to be done in this property, in our lives, in our futures, and in everything. I thank you for the works you're doing in myself always, and in my family, and in those around me. I see your hand, and it's just such a beautiful, beautiful thing. I ask that you give us wisdom, knowledge, direction, discernment, awareness, guidance. And I just praise you and thank you for the abundance and blessings that always come along with that. You are always so good to us and taking care of us. I lift up prayers around our community, our clients, our tribe, our friends, our family. Just provide for them, be with them, answer their prayers, support them. And Papa, just help everyone to learn to relinquish control, to start with the small things so that they can step into the big things. And may they see your hand in it all. May they see the beauty in it all. And just thank you for the day ahead of us. Thank you for loving us. Thank you for your mercy, your grace, and your forgiveness as well. Thank you for these beautiful people. Papa, we love you and we ask all this in your holy and precious name of Jesus. Amen. Okay, my friends, have a beautiful rest of your day. I hope this was encouraging, inspiring, and thought-provoking. Ponder those questions. Ponder those questions. If you joined in the middle, jump back to the beginning. I posed some questions for you. Ponder them. Ponder them. I love you guys. Have an awesome rest of your day. I look forward to sharing with you what Papa's doing here. God bless you.